Do you hear the people singing the songs of angry men? Hello and welcome to the next episode of Matt and Ty Go to the Movies with special guest Tim Davis. This is the podcast where all three of us went and saw a movie at our local Regal Cinema Theater, and now we're going to talk about it in Matt's girlfriend Marie's car, which is a Toyota something.
RAV4.
RAV4, there we go. In the parking structure right after the movie. And we're going to talk about such things as, should you see this movie? Should you not see this movie? Should you bring your family? Should you bring a date? Should you go by yourself? Do you need to pay attention the whole time? Or can you slack off and snack, nap, or craft? Or are there some fun facts maybe we know about this movie that we'll share? You know, we try our best and we try hard because we love you. I am Todd Domer.
And I'm Matt Malloy. And yes, we saw a movie. This movie is called One Battle After Another. Right?
Yep. Correct.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Okay. 4 words in some order. One battle after another is the right order. So, yeah, we saw this. There's a bunch of people in it that I think we probably know. Tim, take it away.
Yeah, we have quite a few big names in this that I'd say we don't even need their filmography for. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio is our lead. Of course, he's been in everything over the years. We also have Sean Penn is the real evil bad guy in this, if there was one. Benicio Del Toro also shows up in this as a friend of DiCaprio's character, and I don't know if she's a household name, but Regina Hall is not the main female character, but she's one of the helpers of trying to save DiCaprio's daughter in this, and she's most famous for probably the Scary Movie franchise, but she's been around a long time and other stuff. I think she was in the Think Like a Man movies as well. And then that's it for, I would say, big names. And then, of course, the director is Paul Thomas Anderson, who's probably most famous for Boogie Nights, but he's also done a few other big movies over the years.
Ignore the beeps. Everything is okay.
Forgot to start the car before we started the podcast.
And then I would say that's it for the big names. So, yeah.
Who do we know? The daughter from anything? She looks very familiar.
She's got a great name. Her name is Chase Infinity. But the only thing she's listed really as being in is a Apple TV series called Presumed Innocent, I guess, based on the old movie.
Yeah,
but
she just looks super familiar.
She does, but and she's apparently been in a music video, but by Tyler the Creator. But that's all I've got for her.
Okay,
she's just starting out.
Just starting out, just like our old podcast here. Mm-hmm. We're just starting.
Starting now.
So, what is this movie, One Battle After Another, all about? That's hard to say. I'll paint a picture for you of the world that exists here.
Yeah.
The world that exists is some form of America where there is an active, say a leftist organization that is doing terrorist things in the country. And that's
the French 75.
The French 75 is their name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there is also a fairly active military that does things in the United States, like tries to stop this and also does raids against minorities. Yeah. So that's kind of the setup, and then
you might as well call them ICE because that's.
This is not subtle.
Yeah. a lot of black bags and people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Throwing their authority around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the beginning part of this movie is the character. What is her name? It's a great name. Prophet.
Perfidia
Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yes, that's at least her name in the French 75. We don't ever get any other name.
Yep.
So she is doing bombings and stuff with Leonardo DiCaprio's character, whose name for most of the movie is Bob, I think.
Yes.
His real name is, I can't remember, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're a team. They're partners in crime and in life, and they end up. She ends up pregnant, and the main part of the story is after all this goes down, there's a military roundup of French 75 members, and but the baby and the dad, Bob, get away and go into hiding. And so then we flash forward 15 years, and the army boss, Sean Penn's character, whose name is Steve Lockjaw, is still on the hunt for any members of French 75. He has his own reasons for that, but he eventually has some kind of lead. Somebody spills their guts, and he's on the trail of Bob, and Willa is the girl's name. And so the rest of the movie is about like them trying to get away, him capturing them, and it all ends up in a big mess at the end. There's also this hyper racist organization that plays a part in the movie.
Organization.
I think it's supposed to be like the Illuminati or something.
Yeah,
like just
I don't know.
Controlling everything.
But they
white people keeping white America going.
It's kind of actually the thing that Naked Gun was teasing at.
Yeah,
in a fun way.
Yeah, this was not really a fun way. So anyway, that's kind of the movie. The movie is a taut thriller, and that's what I'm going to say about that. Todd, what are you battling as you give us your gut reaction to one battle after another?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to come out of the gate swinging here. I didn't like this movie. And I didn't, hate it. But I think my biggest problem with it is that I think there's a very good, juicy movie in here, but they gunked it up by being dumb. Let's make it weird. Let's make these characters so over the top that you just cannot relate to them. Where I feel like at the heart of this movie is a solid, good movie that I'm like, if you just played it straight, you could have had something really special on your hands, I think. And I just really felt like they just took chances in ways that I was like, what was the point of that? What was the point of this? They make all the characters either so bad or so over the top that you really don't have too many people to root for. The daughter, basically, because she's innocent in all this. But then it's just these, and I mean, they really do show extremely far left and extremely far right, and how both of those systems kind of don't work when you're so far gone into that way that you're doing terrorist acts, or you're just kidnapping people and killing them under the radar. I liked that kind of aspect, but it just felt like it was so over the top that it lost touch with reality. And I thought this movie, if they just played it differently, maybe cut a half hour to 45 minutes out of it, I thought you had a really good kind of almost fast paced, because as soon as it gets to I would say past the first 35 to 40 minutes, you're just in a continuous thing. There's no breaks really. And at that point I was like, well, this is really interesting. We're just going from, they're not giving you any time to digest, because you're going from one thing to the other. And I think that builds the suspense and thriller of the story well. But every time I got sucked in, it would be some stupid scene with some stupid character that's way over the top for no dumb reason. It just was you ruined it for me so many times. And I knew what I was getting into with a Paul Thomas Anderson or what movies.
Off the wall character.
Yeah, I just really felt man, as I was going through this movie, I was like, there is a solid A+ movie in here if you had just done things a little differently. And that left an overall disappointment in my mouth. It's entirely way too long. It's 2.5 hours. And honestly, so much of that 2.5 hours is caught into this ridiculous one near the end kind of car chase type of thing, where it just lingers on this chase for way too long. And you're like, I mean, during that scene, every time it just cut to the open road of them driving, I'm like, all right, let's wrap this up. There is no reason to stretch this out as far as you're doing it right now, except for the fact maybe you thought you were getting these cool shots of stuff, but all I felt was stop changing to this camera where it's so shaky it's going to make me throw up. So I think in general this is a movie where there's a solid story here. You could have done something really special, but Paul Thomas Anderson or whatever his name just got in his own way. Like, just really PTA'd it up. Like, so and it's sad because I thought there were like some really good performances. I thought the main girl was really good. Like,
Jason Finity.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, she plays a 16-year-old, but obviously she's not 16.
Yeah, no,
but I
she's
felt
still
like she really kind of carried some emotional scenes because it's like, she's the straight-laced person who's going throughout and like
surrounded by craziness,
and she's got to play off of like these just wild characters, and I thought that she did a really good job with that. All the while I'm looking at these wild characters, and I'm like, this was a bad choice. Like,
well, I thought her character had realistic reactions to like the chaos around her. Like
I thought she did phenomenal.
Like her character didn't seem to like know like what the hell is that I got into?
Right.
How do I get out of this? What do I do? Yeah, but she was resourceful too, and was trying to be like I thought her character was really the only revelation.
Right. And honestly, like, there's just things that I was like, all right, this wasn't thought out. Like, we're supposed to believe that Leonardo DiCaprio hasn't done anything for 16 years and is a huge pothead and abuses drugs and is an alcoholic, and he hasn't gained weight. He does absolutely nothing in life, like, it seems like. There is no explanation of how are they surviving? How are they having money? How is any of this happening? There's zero explanation on that. And I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm so disappointed because I just really feel like there is a core movie here that could have been something really great. And it's a squandered opportunity, I feel. I thought Leo was Leo. Everyone who was in this movie did their things. Like, I don't know if I can say besides the main woman, if anyone really crushed it or knocked it out of the park. Maybe, but when you're playing such a weird character that I already hate because I feel like it's going against what could be a good movie, at that point, I can't impartially rate acting experiences because it just makes me frustrated. So, yeah. I just wasn't the biggest fan. I was let down. Like a dad, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. So, Tim?
Yeah, Todd, I think you and I are pretty much on the same page from what I get there. I just, like, there's a lot of talent in this movie, and I wanted to get into it, but the characters were so, for the most part, unlikable. And we've been talking about this recently, about what do you do when most of the characters in your movie are unlikable, and yet one of them is supposed to be the main hero, and he's incompetent, but not in a redemption way.
Yeah.
You know, not in, like, he's gotten out of the revolution period, and even during the small revolution scenes at the beginning, they kind of play him as he's really good at blowing up stuff, but he's not really the brains of the operation.
Right.
And so then as we see him, it's 15 years of being burned out, and we're supposed to, and he's got this important, like, the reason he was able to get away and protect his daughter was so he could live his life. And then when something really important starts to happen, I guess it's supposed to be funny that he can't remember anything, and so he's flipping out at these code words and like the whole system they have set up to, like, you know, so you know you're on the inside, and it's supposed to be funny that he's frustrated that he can't remember this important stuff, but it didn't play that way, and it just played as like there was these weird times for comedy that was not funny, and I just didn't like his character at all.
Sure.
And so it's hard to identify with the movie. Sean Penn is playing maybe the most despicable character in a while, but he's so cartoonishly bad that it's not even like a real person. I mean, you meet him right away and he's Stephen Lockjaw, and you're like, okay, what is this, some kind of, you know, Smurfs villain? Like, what kind of character name is that? And then he plays it
Gargamel's brother.
completely over the top in a way that's like, and it's weird. Like when we first meet him, his first few scenes are weird.
Yeah.
And strange. And the lead and the mother of the kid is also played as a very unlikable revolutionary who's just reckless and doesn't seem to know what she's doing. And I don't know. The whole thing started off on a bad note for me, and it just never recovered. Like you said, I do agree the actress playing the daughter was the best. So, like she, and maybe like you said, because her character was kind of the every person thrown into a mess. And
I mean, even her friends were played as characters that were like,
they were over the top too. Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I get it. You're trying to play all these characters off of one every person, like
yes.
And it just felt weird. Like
yes, and it's just I there were a lot of lingering on scenes. There was a lot of watching people walk from behind. There was a lot of just I don't.
Yeah, it was a lot of like, let's watch Leo freak out and just follow him with the camera.
And none of the allegories were subtle at all. It's ice. These guys are ice. These, these white people just want everything to be white and amazing. And it's like there was no subtlety here. And it's just like, what are we? But if you're gonna preach a message like that, which there are messages like you said, Todd, there's a good movie in there of a message where you could say how extreme all this stuff is, but like this movie's just throwing it out there to be like, get it, you see what's going on here? And it's just, ugh. My gut reaction was I didn't like this movie, and the more I talk about it, I'm liking it less. So I think I'll stop there because I'm gonna end up hating it, and I don't know if I feel like
keep talking. You're gonna go into the negatives. And
I think it was trying. I think it was well made. I feel like, the shots. Some of the shots were interesting. Like the actors were trying, like you said, but some of them were just doing their bits. Like Benicio Del Toro is always Benicio Del Toro, and I just Sean Penn hamming it up as this crazy wackadoo. I don't know. I can't.
You also get introduced to Benicio Del Toro and his underground mission and you get fully immersed into it, and then
he's fully chill,
then boom, he's gone.
Well, yeah,
like you don't get a resolution to his story. You don't know if the mass exodus of people was successful. It's just, hey, this was really important for a hot second, but then we're done.
And he's also what Leo's character should have been, which was, here's a crisis, I've got a plan, I'm ready to go. And it's just, I don't know. The whole thing was like, I don't know. Yeah,
Tim's on a -1 now.
No, I'm not that bad, but the rating is falling as we're talking. So go ahead.
Fair. Matt, is this going to be an odd man out situation, or?
I think so.
Okay.
I didn't think this was a great movie, and you guys have hit pretty hard on a lot of the negative pieces, and I can't disagree with a lot of it. Where I'll steer a different path is to say that I was intrigued by this movie, and it kept me really sucked in the whole time.
I mean, I'll agree with that. Like I was never looking at my watch or realizing, I didn't realize the time thing till it was over.
Only the car chase thing was. All right.
But I was on board the whole way. I just wasn't. I was like wanting to like it, but I couldn't get there.
Yeah. So, the movie is long. I didn't feel like the movie was long when we finished.
Right.
We had a little conversation afterwards where we were discussing how long it was, and I was surprised at how long it was. So that's usually a good sign for a movie keeping your attention. Another thing that I thought the movie did well was presented some uncomfortable scenarios.
Oh yeah, that I'll agree with that.
I thought the whole landscape of the country that they portrayed as America was both unsettling and maybe a little too close to some of what may be happening in the country, and I thought that was on purpose. Yes, on the nose. Yes, very clear what they were going for, but I thought as a purpose of being unsettling, that and I feel like that was a theme. This Stephen Lockjaw character was just a creepy,
despicable. was a word I would say.
And unsettling
Yes.
in his mannerisms, the way that he acted,
Yeah.
just the whole thing about that character. And I thought that some of the unsettling elements about the movie really kind of kept me feeling a certain way and engaged in to say like, well, how's this gonna resolve? What's gonna happen with all of this stuff? Not everything does get resolved.
Nope.
We've talked about it. This Benicio Del Toro's
this important subplot
mission,
that just gets slammed in there
is unknown what actually happened, but yeah. So, and I'll agree. The Chase Infinity was great in this, and she was really the star of the movie. You had all these other orbiting satellite stars, but they were all like you guys said, hamming it up and playing like almost like a side character to the main character and what's happening here. So I don't know. I came away feeling like I enjoyed it, and wasn't a bad movie. Wasn't the greatest movie, but I think I probably feel more positive about it than you guys do.
That's fine.
So.
and we want you to feel that.
Oh yeah, no, I can't knock it. I mean, those are good points. Like I was engaged the whole time, but it just, for whatever reason, didn't click with me.
You know what the biggest question mark I have in my mind right now is whether or not I thought the soundtrack was genius or bad.
Yeah,
in a sense that
there's
the
this,
soundtrack
piano thing going on.
The soundtrack sounded like it was one 2.5 hour song. It never stopped.
No, right,
It would soften, but it would always come back to piano. It just really felt like it was one song played throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
And clearly a choice.
And I was and at the time, I think it got better as the movie went along, but the beginning of it really had some uncut gems feelings with me, where it was just like, boom, boom, boom,
what a pull.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems always comes back when it talks about soundtracks.
It's just it's not a soundtrack if it's just tones bang,
Right.
boom,
No, I know what you
but
mean.
it's just, there was a lot of that to start the movie, and I was just like, oh boy. But I would say as the song evolved, if it was one long thing, by the time we were halfway through the movie, it just kept kind of ramping up, and I was all right, I'm back in.
It was helping the tension. I'll agree with that.
So getting down to business here, how many
Zip ties.
DNA test kits would you give this movie?
Yes.
Key scene.
0 being the worst because then you're not testing anyone, and I don't know, if you're alone, you just stay alone. 5 being the best because then maybe you can find 5 potential people you're related to that you didn't know.
Right.
So, Matt?
I'm going to go with 3 DNA tests out of 5. Like I said, I came out of this feeling pretty good, and I thought I was engaged the whole time, and I thought the characters, while somewhat silly at times, they were kind of enjoyable to watch, except for Sean Penn's character, who was a monster. So, yeah,
Fair.
3 for me.
Tim?
Like I said, I'm trying not to let this keep sinking, but I think Chase Infinity deserves some of the recognition here, so I'm going to leave it at a 2.0.
Fair.
TNA test kits. So I got a couple people I might know.
Yeah. I think I am very much going to land on a 1.5 at this point, and I think I'm really zeroing in on that number because Matt, as you were giving your review, I was like, yeah, this is some good things about this movie, but it just made me more frustrated because I was like, there just could have been something really powerful.
Nuggets there.
They were, and it wasn't like they were being, like you said, it wasn't like they were being hidden about it. Everything was there.
Yes.
But I was like, what a movie to come out at this time.
Right.
And it could have been something special in a way of a rallying cry for the public about what's going on right now and stuff like that. As there's probably people who continue to bury their heads in the sand. And it just, not that I'm hey, revolution or anything like that,
right.
But I'm it just makes me frustrated because I'm man, there was something here. Just a missed opportunity to me. And cut the car chase scene down a little bit. Golly. It's just...
Too many cars driving on hilly roads.
Yeah.
With bumpy camera.
Bumpy camera action.
Yeah. No good.
So, did you guys connect the song that I sang
Yes.
to the movie?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All right.
I guess.
I figured I was being very... you usually comment after I'm done. You're like, I get your connection or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought I made it pretty on Front Street, but...
Yeah. You did.
Okay,
You
good.
did.
Good.
We're there with you, Todd. You weren't subtly.
I also don't know the other words to that song, so all I could do was start it and then be like, well, they'll get it.
Yeah.
You did good. You did good. All
You
right.
did better than the
I'm
movie.
joining the play. I'm going to make my Broadway
There you go.
Awesome.
start. I don't think it's on Broadway anymore, but
No.
we can bring it back for
Start
a
with
little
off
bit of run.
Broadway.
No. I go big or I go home, too. I don't start
Yeah, start
under Broadway. I
Toby's
start at Broadway, all
Toby's
right?
Dinner Theater, maybe.
That's beneath me.
Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies, where we review the movie One Battle After Another.
Nailed it.
We gave it an average rating of 2.16 repeating, which is a little bit below average.
Lower end.
So I think the general consensus is maybe skip this
You
one.
can wait for streaming if you're
But,
interested.
if you're a big Chase Infinity fan,
You
check
should,
it out.
and you should be after this.
And if
Yeah.
you're a PTA fan, then
if you like
you
his
might as
movies.
well.
You might as well.
You might as well,
take a
'cause
viewing.
It definitely falls in line with a lot
It's
of his
his
other
kind of movie.
viewing,
Yeah.
like movies.
Yeah. So, anyway, to all audiences, thank you for listening, downloading, subscribing. Please continue to do those things, and we will see you next time.
Da 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 da
Da-da.
da da da.
Da-da-da.